everyone, and welcome back to another round of Mom Q&A with Mama's Uncut, where we answer your anonymous questions about motherhood, relationships, parenting, and so much more. Again, we got Lisa and Mindy. You guys ready to answer some questions?
Oh, yes.
All right. I took my stepdaughter out for a haircut yesterday, but we went to this haircut and she was asked to do the dishes. She ignored me 3 different times. She didn't have an attitude until after her hair was cut. And then when I picked up my husband from work, she started with her attitude and I politely reminded her to do the dishes again. Then I asked my husband to remind her 10 minutes after we got home. She started with her attitude and left a bin of summer clothes on the top of the dresser near a light. And I asked her to take it down twice and she ignored. What do I do? Am I doing something wrong? I need her to start listening to me.
Something wrong?
Dude, I just had an entire therapy session on this topic.
Well, wow.
I moved this Zoom session back to discuss this exact topic.
So what did you learn?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I need what my therapist says.
Yeah.
So we have an entitlement problem in our house. It sounds like this mother is suffering from something similar.
I think it's very common.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And where I struggle is in 2 places or 3 places. One is I chalk up a lot of bad behavior to just being a teenager, and teenagers are a-holes because like I was the poster a-hole child as a teenager. I was a horrible human being. And so when my son behaves the way I used to behave, I on some level chalk it up to that. That is not actually the right answer, because what I'm teaching my son in that case is it's okay to be entitled. And what my daughter gets on me for is I'm teaching my son it's okay to treat women that way, and he's going to go treat his wife that way. And it's my responsibility, according to my daughter, to make sure I don't raise an a-hole who treats women badly. And I'm like, okay, but it's so much work to deal with the entitlement. It's like, it's so much work. And what I was sharing with my therapist is like, I don't know that it's worth what I get out of it to
Fight it.
Right? Like it's so much work to fight it.
Yeah.
That like just shutting it down and shutting it out is oftentimes much easier.
Yeah.
And my therapist was like, you know, what shutting it down does is it tells yourself, and this is where she caught me, right? It tells yourself it's okay for others to treat you poorly. Ooh. And sets an expectation that you deserve to be treated poorly. And I was like, oh, dude, so I've got to go do the work. And so that is my lesson for this mother. It sets an expectation that that you are okay with people treating you poorly. Yeah. And no one should ever be okay with that.
So mine is that I have younger children. I'm not, well, we're getting into the teenage phase, but I still have to set up boundaries and consequences pretty often. All right. We do natural consequences a lot of times in our house. Here's a small one, okay, that's similar to what she's describing. I have a son who loves chocolate milk. Every time he has chocolate milk, he leaves chocolate milk in the bottom of the
wounded soldier.
And then it gets disgusting. And then I have to go in and rinse it out because he uses a powder for the chocolate milk. Okay. So it's like a sludge mess. So I told him, I'm like, next time I see you leave powder in the bottom of this, you're not getting chocolate milk for a week. And I gave him a couple of warnings. I think the trick is you ask them a couple times because people forget. Kids will forget to put away the laundry, to do the dishes, whatever. But if they don't follow through after a couple times, you have to be very clear about, all right, well, this is happening because I've asked you, and this family is a cohesive unit. We all need to help each other in order to make this work. I say that a lot. I'm like, we're a team. We have to all work to make this work. So consequences. It's so hard though. Lisa's right. Like it's draining to follow through. It's a lot easier to just be like, no, it's fine. And I get like with my toddler now, my youngest, I totally get how the youngest child, you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. But it takes work. It takes work. And I don't know how you set that up with your husband because you're the stepmom, but there definitely needs to be some place where you can say, all right, if you're not going to listen and not going to contribute to the household, this is what's going to happen after I warn you a couple times.
Yeah. Look, I'm not a parent, so I have a hard time giving advice for this. I will say, based off of observation, there is a weird sort of vibe that goes on between mother and son. And I've seen that with my mom and my brother, and it makes it all the worse that my brother is the youngest too. There is just
my son's the youngest.
Yes, there's just a level of like crap a mother will take when it comes to their youngest son. It's unreal. And maybe I suffer from being the only girl in the family and being the oldest. So like I was like, you better do it right, and you better do it right the first time. And so I just look, my brother is going to school to be a doctor. He's one of the smartest kids that I know. So like it ended up working in my mom's favor.
Yeah, it didn't screw him up too bad.
Right, exactly. And so really the only thing you're going to be faced with later in life is the eldest daughter being hella resentful.
I already get that. The oldest is not it's not an honored position.
No.
We have had therapy sessions, my daughter and I, where I flat out tell her, I said, look, I come to the table with a certain level of baggage, and I'm just going to get it out there. I have much higher expectations of you than I will ever have of your brother.
I say this all the time. Like my entire family, not even just my parents, but my entire family, they call me to fix the situation.
Yeah.
And so many times I'm like, I don't understand. I shouldn't even be involved in this. Why are we calling Sarah? Why is this happening? And they're like, we just know that you'll handle it well. I'm like, but in my bedroom by myself, I am not handling this well. Okay. This is too much stress.
Oh,
We are off topic. This is now my therapy session.
Oh, great.
But I think taking stuff away from teenagers is like younger teenagers. I think when you get like Lisa, I think you're in about
it gets weird.
Once you get to like the 16, 17, there's really nothing you can do. Like, things are just gonna happen. No. You can try as hard as you want, but I mean, I think life is life at that point. But I don't know exactly how old the stepdaughter is, but I do think there's a phone you can take away. There's things you can take away to be like, look, if you don't start listening to me the first time I ask you to do something, this is what's gonna happen. So figure it out. But yeah. I just went off on a tangent there.
I'm glad we got that off your chest. And I love it because my daughter says the same thing. Being the oldest is crappy.
Watching this when it's published, and they're just going to be like, not again.
Not again. Here we go again.
Okay, Cindy, do you have higher expectations of your daughter than you do your sons?
Yes.
Why?
Because my daughter is very capable.
Yes.
Even for a young girl, she is very capable. Like she tells me she wants to work at NASA and study nebulas. And I'm like, girl, I think you can do that.
Yeah.
And like the boy is like fantastic in his own way, right? They're just totally different. So it's hard to parent them the same way. He is like, he needs a lot more guidance on doing stuff and like starting into things and doing his work than she could ever dream of. Like she just goes and does stuff because she wants to. She's just motivated. So you have to parent them differently. And my boy is like, he's the comedic relief. He's fantastic and so enjoyable, but they're just so different. I can't.
Yeah. Well, like the conversations I've had with my daughter is like, look, whether you like it or not, and I get, you're on a crusade to change society, but good luck with that. Like, you're going to have to work and do this and do that and do this and do that. And like the boy in many regards just works. And, and she obviously works for us, so she reads all these questions about how mom has like 80 things it has to get done. And I'm like, that is why the expectation of you is higher, because you are ambitious. You want X things for yourself. You're gonna have to do it better and work harder and do more crap and deal with more garbage. And it's probably better now for you than it was for me, but like, that is just your operating environment. And you can do what you can to change it, but like, it just is what it is.
I don't think of it that way.
I will argue with this point. Okay. It's that I think there's like a comparison that happens very early on in life. And when they see the one child doing something on their own, they don't really need help to do it. They like see this other child and they're just like not up to the task. Maybe it's because they just don't feel like doing it or what have you. So then the parent just starts doing it for them, right?
Okay, no, I'm totally guilty of that.
This continues on later in life. And let me tell you a story. So my brother wanted these Lululemon pants for Christmas. So
Lululemon?
Yes.
Why is he wearing Lululemon?
Not like
but he liked them. Yes. And so I was asked to order these Lululemon pants for my brother. Okay, I guess I'll order his Christmas gift.
Why can't he order his own pants?
We're getting to that. This is where the issue comes in. So the pants comes in, he tries them on, they're too small. He wants to return them. He's 27 years old and going to school to be a doctor. Is he capable of returning his own pants? No. Who has to return them? I do.
Oh, jeez.
What is happening?
Oh my goodness.
So I think there is like this, and Mindy, it's early enough for you, so catch yourself.
I'm trying to get him to wash out his cup, guys. We're trying to get
so it's like this, and like I think it's just like something that just unfolds. Like you don't have to worry about this kid because she just does it herself.
Yes.
This kid over here, he's not doing anything, so let me do it for him. And then they're 27 years old and they can't return a pair of pants.
Yeah. Okay, that's my goal. Pants will be able to be returned.
Can we talk about the laundry? So I came home from New York, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, right? The last time I was in New York. And I get home and it's like midnight when I land and finally get to the house. And my son was awake with the dog and he comes, I go say hi to him. First thing out of his mouth is, I have no clean clothes. I have no underwear. And I was like, okay, there's a washing machine upstairs. Well, you didn't do my laundry before you left. And I was like, oh my God, dude, seriously, get up and do your own freaking laundry.
College is going to be fun.
I got yelled at last night because there's no soap in the house. I'm like, just use some shampoo. It's the same thing. It's all just soap.
You can DoorDash soap at this point in life. So go on DoorDash and just have it delivered straight to your door.
And he's like, there's no soap. I've been waiting for soap for a week. And he's like, what do you put on your face? I'm like, I don't put soap on my face. I just do water. And that's all I've ever done. So like, I don't think about soap. And when we run out of soap till I get more, I use shampoo. It's fine. It's all soap. Use the dog soap. It's all soap.
Yeah. See, you just do that a couple more times. Just forget about doing his things for him. He'll figure it out. He'll eventually get around to it. Sorry. This mom is like, I got zero advice from this.
I got a lot of baggage. Yeah.
Don't forget to send us over your questions so we can answer them here. Bye.